fellow detectorists. Yes, here we are, we're back out again, finally out on the fields, and as you can see they've been harvested. But the fields here at permission number 3 I think were some of the last ones to get harvested in the whole of the UK. I don't think they've been done long, to be honest. They're still collecting bales on a couple of the fields over that way. It's the 11th of September. Last weekend I had a short break away. The week before that I wasn't very well, and 3 or 4 weeks before that I kept coming up here on a Saturday to check to see whether the farmer had harvested, and he hadn't. A lot of the fields back then around had already been done, but these have only just been done. I'm surprised. But anyway, they've been cut now. They're all wheat fields up here, or wheat stubble. And what I intend to do is what I wanted to do a few weeks ago. I've got the X35 coil. I've got my 9-inch HF coil with me just in case as well. But I'm going to be using the X35 11-inch coil, and I'm literally just going to go over the top of the stubble. I'm not a great fan of wheat or barley stubble detecting, to be honest. I prefer to get in between the oilseed rape stalks than try and tackle. Nowadays the farmers, they cut the stubble or the wheat or the barley so short, it's like trying to detect through a wire brush. It's difficult, and like I say, I'm not a great fan of it. I love seeing the fields harvested and you think, oh great, I'll get on there. But detecting on them after a while can really be a killer. But anyway, I've set the X35 coil 17 kilohertz. The reactivity I've raised up a bit. I'm using the Coin Deep program, and I'm literally just going to go over the top of the stubble. I'm not too worried about whether I waste my time or not, because it's purely going to be an experiment today, just to see what I find, just to make it easier on myself. So we'll give it a go. Like I say, it's the 11th of September, it's the usual Saturday. I'm here most of the day. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, and we'll see what we find. We'll see what we get. So hopefully I will see you at my first find. Bye for now. Here we go, folks. We've got our first find, and it is quite a nice little buckle. Let's see where it came from. Just down there next to the coil. Now I have moved up to, or moved down to, whichever way you look at it, to coin fast. I'm using all the same settings, but I'm now on coin fast. It was still quite twitchy with Coin Deep going over the top of the stubble, and I decided to go to Coin Fast, and I found this. Now this was a little ways down there. It was about 4 or 5 inches deep in the dirt, and that was over the top of the stubble, and the stubble is what, 3 inches tall, something like that. So there's about 7 or 8 inches between the coil and this buckle, and I detected it. It gave me about 82, 81, 82. So I know what I'm doing, should find stuff. So like I say, it's all a bit of an experiment at the moment, and just to save myself today more than anything else, I want to go over the stubble. I don't want to keep bashing through it. I've done a lot of that in the past. I mean, we're what, September now, nearly the middle of September, so it won't be long before the farmer will be ploughing these fields. And like I say, today I don't mind if I waste my time. It's just an experiment to see what I get over the top of the stubble. Anyway, let's carry on. That's find number one. Here we go, folks. We just had our next find, and it's quite nice. It's not that old, but it's quite nice. I like to find these. I found 2 or 3 of them before in the past. You can see where it's just come from there near the coil, and it's one of those. Look, now this, I did look these up on the internet. This hangs on the side of a horse's harness on its head, and the reins, part of the leather work goes through either of these loops. I forget which way round it is now. See, I think it's that way round, and that's strapped to one of the straps down the side of the horse's head, I believe, and the reins, or some of the looser straps, go through this one, and it just keeps the whole thing, the harness, all together. I forget the technical name of what this is, but yeah, I found a couple of those before, so that's nice. Let's carry on. Bye for now. Now then, folks, I've got a good signal here. It's giving me about 85 to about 88. So I thought I would try a live dig. Now you know how these usually go, but I'll try it. It's a good signal. Ground is so hard at the moment. Still down there. Got it out. It's just the top. It looks like the top of a medicine bottle. It's the aluminium part that has like the cork insert that they push the needle through. So I can even see a bit of glass in there as well. So that's all that is that time. But it did give such a good signal. another quite good signal. Just a tiny piece of copper plate. Another bit of the same plate, looks very similar. Hello folks, just had another find here. You can see where it's come from. It's a piece of lead. Now, I know what this is, or I'm 90% sure I know what this is. This, you see the sides here, the edges have been angled, flattened all the way around, angled, and it's got this central sort of very large sort of pin that's been hammered over on the top. And it is a bit of a strange shape. Like I say, it's lead, and I have found one similar to this just over there, actually, in the same field, and somebody told me what it was, and that I believe is what they call a pump clack. Now what these used to do, they would have a strap of leather, a long strap of leather, quite thick, and the leather would have a hole in it, and this piece of lead would go through that hole to act as a weight on the end of that piece of leather. Now the piece of leather would act as a valve on a wooden, very early wooden water pump, and basically it would go backwards and forwards, letting water through one way and not the other. And this lead weight was purely there to make the leather go back again, so that it would catch the water, and as it went that way it would flop and let the water come out. Now roughly, very roughly, that's how they used to work. Now I believe that that's what that is. It's a bit smaller than what I found before, but that I believe is what they call a pump clack. You can look them up on Google and it does show you very sort of similar ones. I did look myself. It looks very similar to a pot mend, but it's not. Pot mends are normally smaller than this, and the bit of lead, the malt, when they melt the lead and pour it into a broken pot, normally this bit is a lot smaller, that would be going through the hole in the broken pot or whatever. So that's what I believe that is. It's nice to find it. That's only the second one I found. Anyway, we'll carry on. Here we go folks, just had quite a nice little find here. Now it looks to me like some kind of, almost like a wrist clasp, or possibly some type of belt hook or belt fixing. You can see small rings along here as though it was fixed to something, and this bit here I should imagine might have been a big hook at one point, so I should imagine that was like on the end of a strap, maybe went across the chest or something like that. Quite a fancy sort of belt clasp, I should imagine, or it could have been a wrist clasp or something like that. Now it's dried out now, but if I wet it, you will see that this was gold gilded at one time. You see that on there? So that would have been quite nice at one time. It would have looked gold. There's a little bit of gold gilding on the back. So that's quite nice. I've never found anything, well, I found similar things to this before, but it might not be that old, but still quite nice. Anyway, let's carry on. Oh, I have changed over to my HF coil now. Everything I found up to this clasp type object was on the X35 coil. I know there wasn't much, but a couple of items I might have shown you on the video was with the X35 coil. I did get a couple of, a few buttons, a couple of bits of lead, a couple of bits of sort of copper plate, sort of thing that I didn't bother videoing with the X35 coil. But now I've gone over to the 9-inch HF. I'm doing exactly the same with that as what I was doing with the X35, and I've just found this, so we'll carry on. We'll see what else we get. Bye for now.